Welcome to our executive video interview series at CyberTalks presented by CyberScoop. I'm Wyatt Cash with Scoop News Group, and we're here with Jane Zipoli, Regional Manager for Federal Security Sales at Cisco. Jane, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here, and especially this is a lovely setting.
Terrific. Well, let me start by asking, how has the increasing reliance on cloud services made real-time cybersecurity and threat detection either easier or harder for federal agencies?
Yes, it's done both. And since I'm an eternal optimist, I'll start with the easier part. First of all, you're going to have scalability and efficiency. So you don't have to be the ones worrying, oh, the latest outbreak just came out, and have I had time to update all my systems? It's going to be the responsibility of the service providers to make sure all the systems are updated and you're not racing around like crazy or taking your weekends, making sure that you've monitored everything. The other thing that private industry can do really well is advanced analytics. Because think about it, if you're doing security, there's only so much information your agency is going to see. If you're working with the larger vendors, they're going to see much more data and be able to do the analytics to understand where the attacks are coming from and how to help prevent them. So those are the good things about it. Now, the challenges are, and this reminds me of something that I heard Ann Duncan say. She's the CIO of the DOE, of Department of Energy, that when you move your data to the cloud, never forget it's still your data, it's still your responsibility. So even when you move things to the cloud, you're expanding your attack surface. So you're still responsible for that data. You have to make sure that you're working with vendors that are reliable, and you have to make sure that they're keeping up their end of the bargain and maintaining those systems to the level that will keep your data safe. Now, the other piece is the complexity of integration. So you've been working with systems for years. You've been running VPNs or whatever. They're well established. You have to make sure that when you introduce a cloud solution, that's not going to break that stuff. So one of the main things you really have to do very carefully is planning before you make those moves. Remember, we used to be cloud first, then we became cloud smart. You want to be cloud smart about it. You want to make sure you do the research to make sure that adding something that's going to add scalability and efficiency and flexibility isn't going to break what you already have in place.
And then how has the continued attention around artificial intelligence and generative AI impacted the way federal agencies are planning their cybersecurity as we head into the new year?
Well, I'm going to take a slightly different approach with that question and talk about how my company Cisco has been doing it. And first of all, it's a combination of commitment and investment. And the commitment starts at the very top of our company. Our CEO, Chuck Robbins, is an inaugural member of DHS's Artificial Intelligence Safety and Security Board. Now, the board has about 22 members, and they're from a lot of major companies. And what they're doing is advising the secretary, DHS secretary, and all the other elements within DHS about how, and also public sector, about how they can address the concerns with AI and prepare for using AI effectively, especially when it comes to our critical infrastructure. And then the other thing he did, and both of these were in April of 2024, he also answered the call from Pope Francis, the Rome call, to commit to doing ethical use of AI. So we're hitting a lot of angles right there between DHS and the Pope. Now, the other thing we've also done at Cisco itself is Cisco has established a $1 billion global fund for working with companies to make sure that they're developing ethical, trustworthy AI. And it's really aiming at startups to help them with that development. And Cisco itself has, over the past several years, made investments in over 20 AI technologies. And we are working with, I know it's going to get, I was on a roll. Okay. So do you want to start?
So for example, we're working with...
Yeah. How about we start with over the past several years?
Okay.
Does that work? Okay. Ready? Over the past several years, Cisco has made over 20 AI acquisitions and investments. And we're doing this to enhance our own generative AI and make sure that our tools are becoming more efficient and easier for our customers to use. Now, Those integrations make our solutions easier to deploy, to maintain, and really importantly, reduce the time to expertise for your workforce. And last but not least, we are also working on technologies to identify nefarious AI and make sure we're developing the tools to help protect you from it.
Oh, terrific. Well, Jane Zipoli, thank you so much for joining us here and adding to the conversation here at CyberTalks.
It has been a pleasure, and you couldn't have picked a better day for it.